Okay, so if we can tear ourselves away from the Voyager old school for a minute, we have here the MP-201 multi-pedal, which is an advanced programmable expression controller that you can use with anything that uses voltage control, and also as a MIDI controller. You can control MIDI devices using MIDI CCs, and you can do this at the same time. You can mix and match on multiple channels, and so it's really, really versatile and useful for just about anybody that plays anything that's controllable, that wants to do it hands-free from a programmable foot pedal controller. And it's also a MIDI interface too, so you can use it with your sequencer and send control voltages out to analog gear controlled by your sequencer. And also, I don't know of anything else that does this. It sends MIDI LFOs. It'll send oscillating MIDI controller values as an LFO that you can send to your soft synths or your sequencer or stuff like that. That's in combination with the analog CD. So we can take a look at it here, and I can talk a little bit more about it. This is the guy. You can see it's got these lovely light up push buttons. It's all foot controlled. It's got preset memory. It's got 100 presets, and a preset consists of 4 channels that are of modulation that are independently programmable. It's got this lovely aluminum foot pedal controller, so it can act as an expression pedal, and you can set any value you want for the toe or the heel position. So you can have it sweeping any range, large or small, between -5 and +5 volts, or of course 0 to 127 in the MIDI world. You can set it up to be forward or reverse, and of course you can do this independently per channel. So you can have channel 1 sweeping forwards as you sweep the foot pedal, and channel 2 doing a reverse modulation. And you've got 4 independent CV outputs. These are all -5 to +5 or 0 to 5 volt CV outputs. You've got standard MIDI in and out on DIN cables, and you've got USB. Plug it into your computer and it's recognized as a USB MIDI interface. So this is cool because in addition to expression, this will generate LFOs. You've got all your standard LFO waveforms. You've got triangle, up and down, ramp waves, square wave, and sample and hold. So it'll do sample and hold modulation. And check this, all of the LFOs can be synced to tap tempo, so you can match it to the tempo of your live performance. And that's 4 independent LFOs that can be routed to different places. You can also sync the LFOs to each other, like the LFO on channel 1 sync to the LFO on channel 2, and they'll chase your MIDI tempo. So that means you can get an actual analog LFO sweeping your pre-MIDI gear that's synced to your MIDI project tempo if you're running a sequence. So you can bring your Moog Fogers and your old crazy analog gear and your modular synths into the digital realm, tie them into your project, and you can set up presets to control all of these things, you know, during your live set, and switch presets for different songs. So you can have a tremolo going to one thing, a volume pedal on another channel, a filter sweep on a third piece of gear, and then hit a foot switch, switch to the next preset, and have it set up for your next song, controlling different pieces of gear or using different modulation. So it's a very powerful live controller. It can be used very simply. You can set it up very simply, or you can get extremely freaky scientific with it and just really do some twisted fun stuff. So we're really happy about it. People are very excited. I can't wait to start using it myself and see what people do with it. MP-201 multi-pedal from this year, new at NAMM. Thanks a lot.